All right. Good morning. Good morning, everybody. May 14th, Thursday. Over here at the project, in the projects. Over here at the project, the 276. Yeah, we had a good day yesterday. Got the decking down, picture framed the deck and filled in the decking. Gave me a workout for sure. Good morning, Jess Novak, first in. Yeah, good to see you. How are you? So yeah, it was a busy day yesterday. We got I don't know if I told you guys, there were like half a dozen like Adirondack-ish rocker chairs out back, kind of laying in a heap. We got them pulled out of there and out in the driveway and put some wood cleaner on them and an aggressive power washing to a couple of them so far, and they're coming back to life. So I shared a picture of that this morning. So that was exciting. Those things aren't cheap, so to see them laying in a heap was kind of just weird. People didn't take care of anything. So, how are you guys? Good morning, Elizabeth from Natchez. Good morning, Rick. What's happening? Yeah. So, came over to the house this morning early, thinking the electrician was going to do the meter because they got to replace the meter. And as Wendy says, dump the grid, cut the power. Hey, good morning, Dad. And hey, Andrea. Actually, they put it off because of the weather. So I imagine they don't like playing with wires when it's raining. So they're going to do that tomorrow. That's the outside stuff. Then they come inside, and that's a longer outage because they're going to replace the entire electrical panel. So at one point there was, I don't know, there's some corrosion in there, and it doesn't feel safe. So, all right, Dominguez Tile, good to see you. Nice to have you on here. Willowbrook Builders joined us on Instagram. Yeah. Solo on IG, holding down the fort, my friend. Quitters. Yeah. The forgotten platform, I guess. Everything's Facebook these days, right? So, Corey Nacetta, how are you, buddy? Shocking. Dad jokes rolling. Talking about electricians. Now, yeah, it should be good. Should be good to go tomorrow. That'll be fine. And we got rid of the connection on the shed or the what used to be a dog kennel. So we got rid of that service altogether. So anyway, cleaning stuff up. And the deck, of course, I was 2 boards short on the deck, but I'm trying to remember why that was. Maybe I decided to picture frame it later and then ordered a couple more, but not enough. So anyway, is it even a project if you don't have to go back to the store at least a few times? So there was a rabbit out here yesterday. Tuck was chasing him around, and he was hopping through the woods like a rabbit when he was doing it. So, come on, man. Good morning, Kevin Hawthorne. How are you? Justin, Katie, good to see you guys jumping in here for day 4, where dangerous people make decisions fast. Corey says, take care of sick 2-year-old. Ooh, taking care of paperwork. Yeah, multitasking. Yeah. You know what, man, though? It's good you can stay home and do that, right? This is why we do our own thing, right? Do you give them a broom as a hiring gift? Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. I don't hold out a lot of hope that there's too many electricians out there other than Luke that know how to operate a broom. So yeah, we'll see. But anyway, yeah, we've been talking about speaking of electrical, becoming dangerous, right? And I don't mean reckless or anything like that. I just mean somebody who's taking care of business, right? And specifically today, talking about decisions, or more importantly, indecision, right? Waiting on some things. It's like you might feel stuck at times, but it's likely not due to lack of talent, right? Or like I said yesterday, lack of opportunity. Plenty of opportunity out there. You're not probably even stuck because of lack of information, right? You know what to do. Oftentimes we get stuck because we don't make a decision. We kind of, we keep waiting and hesitating and overthinking and vacillating and perseverating and second guessing and restarting and just generally delaying action, right? And meanwhile, um, life is slowly being drained out of you by that indecision, right? Dangerous people make decisions fast, guys. And I don't mean reckless, okay? I don't mean emotional. I don't mean, just snap decisions. We're doing this, consequences be damned, right? Um, they're making committed decisions, okay? I think it's said that the best leaders get about 70% of the information they need before they make a decision, okay? Momentum loves decisiveness, okay? So I hope this one gets your attention, guys. Today is day 4 of our series on 10 days to become more dangerous. All right. And again, I want to stress this. It's not, being reckless or anything like that. It's being capable and disciplined and steady and reliable, willing to act, take action, right? Because oddly enough, you might think that a quick decision maker might be reactive, but it's actually indecisive people that live reactive lives. Okay, decisive people create momentum. Decisive people create momentum. They're taking action. Okay, it can be exhausting to be in that indecision loop or cycle, if you will, right? Unmade decisions can drain energy. It's always there. You're always thinking about it. Okay. Um, we don't realize how much mental bandwidth gets consumed by unresolved decisions, uncertainty, avoidance, even, or constant like internal negotiation that goes on. Excuse me, like should I hire that next person? Should I leave the job I'm at or the position I'm in? Should I post more content? Raise my prices? Should I even start the business? Fix the relationship? Should I make a bigger commitment to my health? Should I join a coaching program? Go to an event? Get in a networking group, or just generally should I finally go all in, right? And meanwhile, months pass, years passed, and you don't make a decision, right? The stress often isn't the decision itself; it's the carrying of the decision unfinished, right? Indecision creates mental clutter. It really does, guys. It just, I always say that word bandwidth, mostly because I just like a good buzzword now and then, but the bandwidth, right, that it takes to carry that stuff around. Like the life you want is often trapped behind a decision you're afraid to make. Good morning, Roy Dahl. Yeah. Justin said, causing me anxiety, paralyzed, making the wrong decision, and cause more pain in the long run. Yeah, for sure. You think about missed opportunities, right? Or ultimately getting frustrated and just making a decision to have made one and have it be the wrong one, right? I'd rather make a decision than have something to correct than be sitting stagnant. Okay. Um, and then we're just overthinking things, and like overthinking is usually like fear wearing a suit, right? So it's not most overthinking is not wisdom. Well, I'll take a good long time to think about that, right? Thank you, Elizabeth. um it's fear. It's just fear. Like, and we disguise fear as research. I'm doing all my due diligence, right? Being careful or waiting. I'm just waiting for clarity, waiting for a moment, right? I need more information. Okay. But many times, we already know what we need to do. Okay. I say we, not you, because, I fall into this category at times too, like being afraid of failure or judgment or discomfort or, frankly, responsibility or change, even. That's a big one. Or just plain uncertainty. Okay. Clarity often comes after movement, after action is taken, not before it. All right. If you're a contractor, you have a business, maybe it's that thing you're checking up on, like hiring that employee. Or here's a big one I see with a lot of clients is firing that employee. The one that's just not doing a good job, but it's the devil that you know. Okay. Maybe it's raising prices or letting go of bad clients, firing a client. Have you ever had to do that? Investing in systems or software or things that are going to improve your business, but take a little bit of front end stuff, right? How about delegating, not letting go? Because, hey, nobody does it like we do, right? Going in all in on marketing. and get me on my social media soapbox, starting some content creation. Okay. Quoted you the other day saying we often put off doing what we fear the most. Yeah, for sure. Absolutely. So, guys, most people are not confused. Good morning, Sue. They're scared. They're scared to make that decision, make that step. We'll talk about on the personal. I'll talk a little bit more on the personal side about that in a little bit. Decisiveness is rooted in self-trust. Okay. People who trust themselves decide faster, move faster, they recover faster, they adapt faster. Why? Because they know that even if it isn't perfect, I'll figure it out. I'll just figure it out. I say that a lot to Wendy. She's like, what are we going to do here? What's the plan here? I go, we'll figure it out. We don't have the information we need yet. We'll figure it out. And we do. We figure it out. Like indecisive people often believe, if I make the wrong decision, I'm doomed. Life's over, right? And that creates the paralysis because even though we're not really happy with where we're at, we don't want to go backwards from that. Good morning, Tim. How are you? Confident people understand most decisions are adjustable. Momentum matters more than perfection. So let's get moving, right? Let's make the decision. And I'm not saying let's figure out the parachute on the way down. Okay, that's not what I'm saying. But action teaches faster than the thinking. Okay, so take some action. Heard it on a podcast a while back. It's easier to correct something that's in motion than it is to get something moving. Right? So get moving, make a decision, take some action. Confidence grows through committed action, not the other way around. Okay. And we worry sometimes like too much about perfectionism, right? Perfectionism kills momentum. Okay. Another disguised line. Perfectionism is often procrastination disguised as high standards. Right. Well, I want it to be the best, so I'm not going to do a damn thing. I'll talk about it. Right. So we often delay the posting of content, the creation of the reel and hit and send, a post. We often delay like launching a business or hiring help when we need it, not when it's too late. We often delay getting back to the gym, starting a fitness, have some conversations, some tough ones if you have to. We often delay taking opportunities that are presented to us. We create reasons not to out of fear because we want to stay safe. I love perfect things, says Ben. Absolutely. Yeah, but we want everything to be perfect first. And guys, just understand that sometimes it's just about the process of getting there, right? It's that saying, I hear Bubba say it all the time, done's better than perfect, right? Perfection doesn't create momentum. Execution does. Okay? Like that first version will probably be messy. Go back and look at my first hashtag live 365 504 days ago. Go back a few years and look at my first podcast. Probably a little messy. That's normal. But I get better every time. Okay. And we work on it. So all those, I've had awkward moments on videos on this, we used to go live on Facebook like once a week when I first started my peak stuff. And I was figuring things out publicly. So when you put yourself out there, that's little, as Wendy would say, little cringy, right? But I improved through repetition, and you can too, right? If I waited till I was perfect before starting Live 365, I never would have started. I never would have said to Mitchell, hey, when he came over to shoot video for my contractor business, we're starting a podcast today. You're the first guest. Let's go. He's like, what? And we did it. Okay. Done consistently beats perfect occasionally. Okay. Good morning, Dave Howard. Good to see you. And speed creates momentum, guys. All right. The people moving fastest often create the most opportunities. All right. So again, I always say, they don't just fall out of the sky. You got to go create them. All right. Now, be careful. It's not about reckless decisions. Again, not being reckless or emotional or just haphazard. Okay. It's about avoiding the paralysis, making reasonable decisions, learning quickly, adjusting quickly, and moving intentionally. It's not just like, we're just going for it. Consequences be damned, right? Again, we're not figuring out the parachute on the way down. We have a plan. Okay. Is it perfect? Nope. I mean, right here in this house, I had to build a deck. I didn't plan on building a deck here. We thought we'd get rid of the sunroom and salvage the deck. Nope. Gone. See you later. We've been here 3 weeks. We've owned this place 3 weeks. Tomorrow, the deck's 90% done. Okay. Didn't have that in our plan. Okay. So make some decisions, move forward. I woke up one day and I said to Wendy, I think we got to scrap the deck. She's like, really? I said, yeah. And so let's at least get as much information as we can before we make that decision. So we priced out all the stuff. Yeah, that's in our wheelhouse. We're going to build a new deck. Wasn't ready for the pain, but we got it done. Okay. Guys, successful people they're not smarter than you. They're not more talented than you or even luckier. Okay. Oh, it takes a little luck. Yeah, maybe, but they're not luckier. They just decided faster. Okay. They execute faster and they recover faster, right? When they fail forward, right? They look at it as a learning experience. And, I never believed those guys when I first started listening to business stuff, like, oh, the average business owner has failed 2 or 3 times. And now at 56, I look back and go, yeah, absolutely. So think about it if you're on a contracting business or a business of your own and you're in a leadership position, right? Slow leadership creates delayed projects. Your team's frustrated with you. There's confusion, there's chaos, stalled growth, and ultimately lack of trust in you as the leader. Speed creates learning. Learning creates confidence. Okay. And you got to become somebody who commits. Living a powerful life, dangerous life. I live dangerous. Living a dangerous life, you have to make committed decisions. At some point, you got to commit to your health, your fitness, your nutrition, your macros, whatever. You got to commit to leadership, your business, your marriage, your standards, your growth, your future. Half-committed people create half-built lives. And I guarantee you that if you ask them at the end of the trip that we're on, any regrets? Yeah, I bet they have a bunch. Yeah, Justin, shoot, I'm only on my first fall. I have a few more to go. Well, they don't all have to be big ones, right? It can be little ones where you learn a little something, right? I mean, think about my last year with Steve. Was that what I would say that is a failure? No, I ultimately moved back to Summit, but man, I learned a lot. I met a lot of great people, so I don't categorize that as a failure. Was it the right decision at the time? Yeah. And then ultimately I was like, I think I got to climb my own mountain, but I wouldn't have known that if I hadn't taken the chance and gone and tried it. Okay. Your future changes the moment that your decisions become stronger than your excuses. Simple as that. Get rid of the excuses. Okay. And I told you I'd talk about my personal stuff a little bit more later, and now it's later. So think about us moving north. We didn't know what house we were going to buy. We didn't even know if we could find one. Okay. We didn't know if we'd be able to find anybody to work on it. There were a lot of unknowns. We took a shot. A big business pivot right in the middle of it. Really totally leaving our comfort zones. Okay. And we continued to ask ourselves, well, what's the worst that can happen? I continued Live 365, pivoted back to one-on-one coaching, created the Edge Live. All decisions that ultimately changed my life. Okay. There were some moments where I waited too long on things in that process, or maybe even before that. But when you realize that, that's when you take action. Okay. And you finally commit. All right. Some of the biggest breakthroughs in my life happened after decisions I was scared to make. Just did it. Okay. So like I said at the beginning, some of us are exhausted, right? It's tiring. Not because life's hard though, but because sometimes we carry those unresolved decisions everywhere we go. And again, it's like a slow internet connection. If I use the word bandwidth one more time, right? The conduit is smaller because we're just trying to put too much through it all the time. You already know what needs to happen. You just keep delaying it. I say you sometimes, but mostly I mean we, right? Because I have things too, right? Getting back to being dangerous. Dangerous people make decisions. Simple as that. Weak people endlessly negotiate with themselves. Well, this is why that won't work. And they have a problem for every solution. Don't be that person, okay? All right, and you know I got to tell you about Live 365, guys. Honestly, this is the stuff we work on inside. We had another member join yesterday. Bill Gustafson jumped in with us. One of the biggest things that we work on inside is accountability. Okay, decision making. Write it down. Speak it to the world. All right. So it's been said. So it shall be. Right. Leadership, execution. What's the next steps? We had a great call on Tuesday night. Next Tuesday, I say night, 5 p.m. Next Tuesday, we have our personal development call. Okay. Sometimes you don't need more information, guys. You know what to do, right? You just need someone to help you finally make the move. A little bit of accountability, a little gentle kick in the butt, right? And that's what you get inside Edge Live. All right. So hop on, check out the link. Yeah, Wendy just posted it. So that's great. Wendy, thank you for doing the links again. I appreciate it. And join us tomorrow for day 5 of 10 days to become dangerous, guys. I'm enjoying this series, going a little deeper on these calls for this series, and hope you guys are enjoying that and taking something from it. If the messages I'm getting every day are any indication, we're on the right track. So again, share it out. I appreciate you guys being here. Yeah, Angela on Instagram, good to see you. Willowbrook Builders, thank you for populating the Instagram feed. Thanks, Matt. I appreciate you. And guys, if you need me, let me know. All right. I would love to chat with you about the possibility of working with you one-on-one. Okay. And see if I can help bring a little bit of accountability to your life and help you with your business. I'd love to have you in our Edge Live community. I think it's the most affordable, best value in the personal and development space, personal development, business development space. Okay. Thanks, Bill. I appreciate it. Didn't know you were there. Yeah, dude, we're putting the band back together. So, anyway, I love you guys. I hope you have a great day. I've got a bunch of coaching calls to do today, so a little bit lighter day. Give the hands a break. Maybe they'll stop tingling. And yeah, it seems like it's kind of raining on Thursday, so it all works out pretty good. I do coaching on Thursdays and Fridays, and it rains, and then we go like hell Saturday through Wednesday. So. Anyway, guys, I appreciate you. Love you. Have a fantastic day. Take care. We'll see you.